We are at Cold Hollow Cider Mill, and it is absolutely insane here. They literally have a police officer directing traffic into here. He tried to go into the main
bakery area.
There's like a bakery.
Gift shop, bakery.
Yeah.
We wanted to try some cider donuts. I went inside and the line just wrapped around the edge of the store. So I don't have the patience for that. So we bailed. However, I will say our sandwiches were delicious.
Yes.
And the flights of cider were really good too. None of them were super sweet or anything like that.
So we are going to come up with a plan because it is still raining here and it is very cold. So we're trying to figure out what our next course of action is. We're running into the store. I'm curious what the dogs do while we're gone.
There you go.
Buddy, you gotta get down.
Were you sitting in the driver's seat?
Did you think we left you for forever? So I just picked up some warmer hiking socks because I only had 2 pairs and the weather ended up being colder than we thought it was going to be. However, it is still raining and it's supposed to rain till 9 p.m. So our current plan is to go up to Smugglers Notch State Park, which is where we're camping for tonight, and check out the campground and where we're staying and come up with a plan for the rest of the day from there.
Regroup. Good. We have a reservation for tonight. Fisher, F-I-S-C-H-E-R.
We've just been chilling here in the van since we got to the campsite. It's still raining, but we're hoping that the rain slows down so we can take the dogs out for a walk around the campground and maybe check out some of the hiking trails that are just off of the campground. But until then, we're just gonna chill here and relax. We finally decided to take the dogs for a walk and explore the campground, and it's snowing. Good morning. Good rainy morning. It's still raining. We were hoping it wouldn't be raining when we woke up today. It said it was only showers for part of the day. So hopefully this stops. Now we're headed out. We're heading to a coffee shop in downtown Stowe.
Good, I'm hungry.
Yes.
It's time for food.
Breakfast was absolutely delicious. The maple croissant was better than I thought it would be.
It was. It wasn't very sweet.
It wasn't sweet at all.
It just had a good maple flavor to it. Like
yeah.
Maple syrup flavor, but not super sweet.
And the cappuccino was phenomenal. Definitely recommend Black Cap coffee. And now we're going to grab the dogs out of the van and walk around downtown a bit. This huge tour bus just pulled up and is letting off a ton of people. I'm glad we got our breakfast before they pulled up.
Down by Lake Champlain chocolates here. It's very loud out here. We got some hot chocolate, some truffles, and some peanut butter and chocolate pieces and caramel pieces. The truffles look delicious. This is a champagne one.
Actually, you're not getting any truffles.
So we're gonna sit here, have some hot chocolate. Once it cools off, I'm sure it's steaming hot, and then go from there.
This is really good hot chocolate. Short people problems.
We are currently on the Stowe recreational path. It starts by the community church and it kind of goes outside the town. I forget if it's like 5 or 6 miles. We're not going to do the whole thing, but after being stuck in the van because of the weather yesterday, we're going to get some exercise and get the dogs some exercise. And
Bella's pooping.
Bella's pooping now, and try and get in some of these views.
You don't like it, a monkey?
Yeah, I was barking.
That downtown area was so cute. Definitely recommend coming down here and walking around.
The Stowe recreational path was a nice little walk. They keep it nice and clean.
So now we're trying to figure out what our next game plan is.
We can see how much junk food we can eat today and see how we feel after.
Yeah, so what's really popular in Vermont, or this area of Vermont at least, are these things called creamies, and they're just like maple soft serve ice cream, kind of. But they call them creamies and they're really good. So Cold Hollow has creamies and they have cider donuts. So our plan is to head back down there and try and get some today. Yesterday, the line was wrapped around the store, so we couldn't get any. The good news is I got cider donuts. The bad news is yesterday was the last day they had creamies for the season.
Well, we'll continue on with that adventure.
So maybe we'll find creamies somewhere else. But we did get our cider donuts.
You want to try some cider donuts?
Yeah. God. Do you think you get some? They're really good.
No problem.
I like them. They're not very sweet, which I hate like super sweet donuts. So they're just perfect amount of sweetness. Apparently they smell so good, Ash wants some. Definitely recommend coming down here and getting the cider donuts. And come when it's warmer out and get a creamy.
So this is turning into more of a food tour than a foliage tour of Stowe with the weather. We're going to keep at it. We're going to go grab some lunch at, I think it's Ranch Camp. It's a bike store that's also a restaurant.
We just left Ranch Camp where we ate lunch, and now we're heading up to Smugglers Notch.
Originally this was an area that was used, I believe goes back to 1807, and when the U.S. banned trade with Canada and Great Britain. But since Vermont was so far north, I think it's Montreal was the closest city to trade with, they kept sneaking in goods through this route. It was also a route for slaves to escape to Canada during those times, and I believe even though during Prohibition they were sneaking alcohol in through this route. So thus the name Smugglers Notch.
I didn't know that.
Facts.
Facts.
We're approaching this from the north going south right now, and there's actually a couple of nice waterfalls just along the road here that last time I don't think we even came up past it. We came the opposite direction last time, so I didn't know all this was over here. Oh, look at that up there.
Yeah.
That's pretty epic. Huge rock ledges in front of us and snow. Interesting. Hopefully the roads aren't too slick. Oh yeah, look at that. You have like ledges with snow and clouds.
All right, I think we're approaching the notch now. This parking lot over to the left is where we parked last time to do the Sterling Pond hike. You just go kind of straight up from there.
Which again, if you're up here, do it.
Yep.
This place, Smugglers Notch State Park, is known for the hiking.
Yes.
Not just like coming and driving up. It's a beautiful drive, but I highly recommend getting some bikes in.
Yes.
Let's see.
There's a car coming through. It's only one lane through the notch, so there's another car coming. So if cars are coming through, you sometimes have to wait. And being a large van camper, people are a bit hesitant.
Also, it's not good to fly around the corners.
No, don't do what that car did.
And here we go. Really, like, as far as width-wise, it's not bad.
No, it's not. It's just if there's multiple cars trying to come from the other direction, it can just get a little.
I mean, I could get the YouTube like, oh my god, it was terrifying. It's not that bad.
Terrifying.
I'd say the worst part is knowing that there's snow is just the steep decline after.
Yeah.
If these roads ever get slick, I can imagine it's just chaos.
Yeah. We definitely recommend coming up through Smugglers Notch State Park and Smugglers Notch just to check out the area. If you're not up for, I guess, a steeper hike like the Sterling Pond, there's a couple waterfalls you can go to that are pretty easy to get to, and you can even swim in them, which we did in the summer, and it was still pretty chilly. We made it.
We're not going down yet. Well, this car doesn't like me. Go either way.
It's really funny how
They're getting honked at for stopping.
some people seem very uncomfortable driving through this, and I don't think it's that bad. You're driving pretty slow, so if you're going around these curves going like 15 miles an hour, you're fine. I don't know.
Common sense. Okay, now we're already getting back into it. Alright.
And we made it out.
So, 170-inch wheelbase Sprinter with the V6 does just fine up here, in case you're wondering.
Yes. We're on part of the Barnes Camp Loop Trail, and this is a wetlands trail, and it's right at the bottom of Smugglers Notch State Park, and you have gorgeous views, as you can see in the background, of the mountains behind you. And we're just gonna walk on here for a little bit. Ash can only do 20-ish minute walks right now, so we can't do the whole thing. The whole thing takes about 45 minutes, so we'll see how far we go and then turn around after a bit. But they do say the best views are right here at the beginning.
It is absolutely beautiful here, and I just love the difference between the fall leaves and the snow-capped mountains now. I just think it's just so freaking pretty. I love it. It's amazing. So it's a boardwalk till, I don't know, 0.1-ish, 0.2 miles in, and then it looks like you go off that and into the woods. I did read that there was a little bit of a steep section. There's like 350 feet of elevation gain on this trail, so we're just going to do a little bit because I want to go see a waterfall too.
So it started getting dark, and we wanted to make sure we got to where we're camping tonight before it got dark. So instead of going to the waterfall, we stopped at the grocery store, and then we drove up here to Sandywood Farms, where we're staying through Harvest Host. And I was going to show you guys the spot because it's absolutely gorgeous, but as soon as we got here, it started getting really windy and pouring down, and now it's almost dark outside. But there's gorgeous views of the mountains around us, so hopefully tomorrow morning we can see everything.
Hopefully. The views are worth it. We've stayed here before.
Yeah.
And last time they had free yoga, so I did yoga with Mount Mansfield in the background, and it was beautiful. The host is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, super nice host.
I think it's Sarah.
Yeah, shout out to Sarah. If you have Harvest Host, definitely check out Sandywood Farms in Vermont. It's a little chilly this morning. You can't tell, it's windy and it's drizzling a little bit, but the views from up here are absolutely gorgeous. And the dogs are having a blast too. So this farm has a little farm stand where you can buy things. So we got some maple syrup. We got maple syrup from here last time we were here, and it was so good. I also got some for my mom and my sister. And they have fresh garlic, which is way better than store-bought garlic. We're at the start of the Glen Falls Trail, and it is in a residential neighborhood, and the parking lot's quite small, so just keep that in mind when you come here and be respectful of the area. So we're gonna go ahead and get started.
So Glen Falls is one of Vermont's tallest waterfalls. It's got an 85-foot drop to it. It's really pretty back here. It's a short hike, only about a quarter mile to the actual falls, and just a nice thing to go check out.
We're at the Bingham Falls Trail at Smugglers Notch State Park, and it's just a trail that actually decreases in elevation down to the waterfall, so it's a nice easy hike down, but then you have to climb all the way back out. But this is our first time here in the fall, so let's check it out. Last time we came here was in the summer, in August specifically, and the water was still really cold, but we actually went down into the waterfall and got in the water and waded, and Kevin did a little cold plunge down there. So if you're here in the warmer months, we definitely recommend trying that. It's a little cold today. There's actually snow just slightly farther up the notch, so we chose not to go into the water. We just left Bingham Falls, and now we are headed to Rock Art Brewery, which is where we're staying tonight through Harvest Host.
This trip didn't go exactly to plan with all the rain and weather, but we still had a great time.
We still got to see the leaves changing colors and go on a couple hikes and explore Stowe, so we're happy we were still able to do things that we wanted to. But like Kevin said, it wasn't exactly what we planned from the get-go. This is the last day of our trip. We have to get up early and drive all the way back to Ohio tomorrow, so it's going to be a long day. So this is the end of this trip's vlog. Like and subscribe to follow along for more of our adventures.